It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see the Broncos, towering wide receiver. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Broncos and the Seahawks coming up next.
And off we go from Denver. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete here. When you look at this Bronco defense, this crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback, a day 3 selection in this year's draft.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes, that was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 19 carries, 94 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Call it a 1-yard gain of the play, and it'll be 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Taking it about the 16. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Yeah, good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jordan Davis able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Moody good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. 5 plays there on that drive, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Diaz. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. This is brought in at the 21. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. He's been solid here in the early part of the season, currently ranked in the top 5 amongst NFL quarterbacks in passing yardage. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Now a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Broncos first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. In motion, the tight end. Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Broncos at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
And this one is right down the middle. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. The gut, McCaffrey. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. When you look at this Bronco defense, this crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
They're in the bottom 10 in the league. I mean, when you look at their talent, you would think that they'd be much better. Overall, I don't think there's any question you'd have to say that they've underachieved. Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll look to throw here on first down. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And he's got this down to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. They go play action here on first down. A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA's. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have the Broncos first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And he will find his man on the outside. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They'll look to throw again. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Now back to throw. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Smith and Jigbo hauling it in on the out route. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Second down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line. Back to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still second down.
Throw left side complete. That's Diaz. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are back within a score. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Broncos offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he fires one incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Well, that sack, it goes to Boye Mafe.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. This is taken at about the 14. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Diaz. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And we all know how talented this guy is, who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Here's Jordan Stout now. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Got a man. That's Ayuk. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 2nd and 4. Looking middle, and that's complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Boye Mafe. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Boye Mafe able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They'll set up to throw.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
Now this aired out deep for Reed. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Marte Mapu. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
Now inside the 25.
And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency, because let's face it, When things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
He finds Smith and Jigba.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down. Back to throw.
That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. First catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. They'll look to throw. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. Back to throw here.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he slides and covers up at the end, as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. 2nd and 1. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies will try and force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start at Raymond James Stadium, an NFC South matchup between New Orleans and Tampa Bay. And it's the Saints who are out in front. Chris Olave, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. The Cardinals trying to hold on and claim victory.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Pushing his way through and up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Broncos offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. On play action, they'll throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They'll look to throw here. That is caught. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And they'll send the tight end in motion. 2nd and 9 now. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Now back to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And out of bounds right around the 20. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll look to throw again. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw.
That's complete out left to Ayuk.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Jake Moody on for the field goal. A 39-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Seahawks offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
And this will be taken at the 13. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught at the 25. And all the way home for the Broncos score. A great play there. With touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Second and 14. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
The Broncos send out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. $51 yards on the punt there. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Outright to Smith and Jigba.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. He'll look to throw. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
He finds his man, complete. It's Diaz. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there.
His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. That time a 6-play drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking the lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
No gain on the play. It's now third down and long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for the Broncos score. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top two options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And out now come the Seahawks. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Left side, he finds past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Down to the 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. 58 yards. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's first and 10 at the 47. Looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Here we go.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Back to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
And the Seahawks are right back in this football game.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up first and 10 at their own 37. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Second and 11.
Smith and Jigba hauling it in on the out route.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. He'll look to throw.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
Jalen Carter in on that tackle. Now it's 2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6.
Here is 3rd and 5.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
They're going to go for it now, 4th and 2. Remember, they can still get the first down at the 1-yard line, though. They'll set up to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, let's go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
Smith and Jigba with the grab.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
And it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Jaden Reed
73 yards.
And the Seahawks get a bit closer.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did.
And the Broncos are going to get the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Let's go. Check. Reload.
We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
20. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there. 45 yards.
And the Broncos are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. Back to throw again. He finds his man complete. That's Reed. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
This has just really been a solid second half from them, CD, as they add another touchdown to the lead and they start to pull away in what was once a close ball game.
Yeah, they actually put the Jets on in this one, didn't they? Put a little cherry on top of that touchdown. Now we just got to play out this final minute, and they'll get a chance to celebrate a very hard-earned victory.
Now Moody for the PAT.
And the lead is now 24. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
And the Seahawks first down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Diaz. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. They'll look to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Broncos, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to